20 creepy surveillance footage captures, according to Reddit. Number 20. Didn't have a job in security, but when I worked at Sears in high school, there was a theft in my department. The LP team pulled us into their surveillance room to interview us. While they were asking me questions, I kept getting distracted by all the monitors. Right above the guy asking me questions, I saw a small TV that had 16 smaller screens and realized that the cameras were in the dressing rooms. I didn't see anyone in there at the time the guy was interviewing me, but he saw me looking. He turned to the console and turned the monitor off real quick. Super creepy, if you ask me. Too long didn't read. Sears has cameras in their dressing rooms. And that being said, I do genuinely believe that most establishments that have dressing rooms do have cameras in them. It's just a measure of them trying to stop people from going in there to steal things, but doesn't make it any less creepy that they're looking at you. Ooh. Hello to everybody in the stream chat. Hamday, Linksy, Stripes, Closer, Regina. As we continue up, we arrive at number 19. I used to work at security at a college. No, I used to work in security at a college dorm, and I once witnessed one of the doors on a washing machine slowly open itself and proceed to tear itself clean off the machine. I told my boss this creepy story and showed him the video, and he made me review the camera footage for the rest of the night to find out who broke the machine, despite the fact that he watched it break itself. Someone says your boss probably thought somebody was fucking with it before they caused it to fall off when you saw it. Well, who knows what the hell went down. That's some pretty dank footage, to be honest. As we roll up to number 18, I used to have an apartment pretty close to my office. The office building was kind of in a business district, but it was also kind of off on its own relative to the city's commercial district footprint. I sold the apartment, and before moving into my new home, I left my bicycle chained to the building's bike rack. It was only going to be there for a few days in that no man's land before I was able to move it into the new place. Anyway, one day in the middle of the week, I come into the office, walk past the bike rack, and notice it's completely empty. The building has a bunch of security cameras, and one more or less is facing the bike rack since it's adjacent from the entryway. I sit and watch the security tape with the IT guy. We're watching, seeing everyone leave the office. The night before, we see the bike. We keep watching, then all of a sudden, poof. Bike gone. We slowed the tape down, and it seemed like you were watching digital cable or satellite, and the image gets garbled. Literally, it was bike there, then poof, bike gone. In the tape's timestamp, it literally happened in 1 second. I assume my bike got taken to the Upside Down. What the hell is the Upside Down? Please don't be a fucking Stranger Things reference, because I haven't seen it. I knew it. How'd I fucking know that? How'd I fucking know that the Upside Down was a Stranger Things reference? Let's not get into it. Zelamar says, hey, how are you doing, Harry? You're just a wizard, Harry. Well, damn,
Smoke
Regina.
weed every day.
Hitting me with that bing bong along. I didn't expect that during a daytime stream. Oh, the tip jar is still there. Or chalice, I should call it. The tip goblet. And I really need to empty it between streams. But I appreciate you. And I appreciate that 420 donation. What the fuck?
Kyle, here I said it right.
Yeah, I enjoy you getting the bot. Oh, man, that tip jar thing is so cute. I like it. I like it a lot. Hamday, wow, damn. Regina and Hamday, you're both amazing, and I can't pretend that you're not utterly incredible. Oh, whoa, but what the fuck? Harry just became a sponsor. You know I appreciate that. You know, I appreciate that's a special one that goes in there. Oh, look at him bouncing around. What the fuck? At any rate, look, okay, thank you. Well, jeez, Harry, Regina, and Hamday, I really appreciate you. You're all wonderful people. I gotta stop. I gotta give you guys the credit, the round of applause that that you guys deserve. Give it up. What do you think about that, Dolphin? Dolphin, wake up! Punk ass Dolphin sleeping in all the damn time. But no, Regina Spektor is a fucking musician, Kyle. What's wrong with you? Regina McDonald. I really appreciate that 420.
Smoke weed every day.
But as we continue up this list of me totally keeping shit together, what list is it again? It's a list of 20 creepy surveillance footage captures. According to what? Well, we already know. As we ride up to number 17, it reads as follows. I have a home security system with a camera that watches in the living room. I saw my cat and my dog both sitting together in the dog's bed. You poser ass motherfuckers. The cat fucking hates the dog. I think she was possessed, or it's all a show for you people when you're all awake, and when they're gone. Are they gone? All right, yeah, get in bed. Get in bed. You already know what time it is. Get in bed with me now, baby. What the fuck? As we fucking roll up to number 16, I used to work part-time during surveillance work for an art gallery. I went in horribly sick one day because I worked on a contract and had to meet a quota for so many hours. Otherwise, I'd have to work to make it up elsewhere. Which became borderline impossible for me because I only had free time on the weekends when they were closed. So here I am with a fever and a trash can, dripping sweat and staring at these screens when all of a sudden, on the lower gallery, I see this black oozing mass creeping across the floor. Is this a movie, boy? The fuck you mean oozing? It just kind of slithered across the brick up the wall. Oh, hell no. Pooled into a perfect circle in the middle of the room. Then it stood up into this weird elongated shadow person with spindly arms and no eyes. It looked up at the camera, then very rapidly melted back into the floor and bolted towards the hallway that led to my desk. I screamed bloody murder, then I threw up. Also, no, that thing wasn't really there. I was just way sicker than I thought. It was a fever hallucination. My boss came in and sent me home shortly after she came to see if I had died, and I actually still use that weird gangly thing my brain came up with as a motif in some of my art. Was this all just a big packaged advertisement for this guy's art so that people who would read this story would go, oh, so you make art, huh? I'd like to see some of it. I knew it. Somebody's all like, could you share some of your art here? And of course he's going to post his art. Nigga, you think the world is just a platform for your monkey balls? Guys, thanks for watching my videos. Go ahead and check out some of those other videos that I got all over this YouTube channel. Bing bong. At any rate, my point is this. Oh man. Whoa, Zelamar.
Less than 3 Sil no homo.
It said less than 3. Oh, look at the yeahs in the back. Just say yeah. I appreciate that. Zelamar, on top of becoming a sponsor, you have graced me with your sexual chocolate. I appreciate you. You know I can't get enough of your love, and I appreciate that. You know that's getting reinvested back into the channel. I was thinking I was actually, making a new computer happen, and like you guys may have missed Fat Man last night. This is why I'm going to try to stream during the day and during the night, because I know some people may be asleep, some people may be busy, and I'd be able to catch different crowds based on the times that I stream. But holy bing bong, man, you guys are really going to make my dreams come true very quickly soon. And with those tools, I'll be able to invest them back into the channel. I also recorded something earlier today, which is part of a little series that hopefully we can get off of the ground and we can actually get somewhere with it. I appreciate that. You guys are pretty gangster. So as we continue up the list, thank you once again, Harry. You know you're my man. You're my what, Harry?
My man.
We reach number 15. Not particularly creepy, but I used to work as a security officer and was in charge of surveillance/dispatch at a theme park. I was once casually watching a camera that was mounted in one of our ride's management offices, and I saw someone shitting in the desk side trash can. You know what, Lord Jesus? There's only 20 entries on this list. Let's make it so that this is the only one that doesn't have shit in it. That'd be pretty dank. All right, Jesus? Thanks, the Father, the Son, and don't forget the Holy Spirit. Zelamar says, I can't get over the little coin. It's adorable. Well, I'm the one who chose that coin. I took a Mario coin and PNG'd it. What's a PNG, you guys may ask? Well, we have JPEGs, which you guys are all familiar with. It's a typical format for pictures. But when you get a PNG, it's another format of saving a picture. You can save the same picture in JPEG format that you can in PNG format. But PNGs typically refer to what we would put over another image. Often we take certain images and then make the background transparent. And that's what I did with that coin. I turned it into a PNG where the background was transparent so that we could make it the little coin, which is the same thing that we did with the emojis, Zelamar, which now you have access to. You know, like the dabbing courage. That courage is pimp as F. Pimp AF, as they say. Where is that dabbing courage? Like, I bet he's in one of my folders here. If I could find that dabbing courage and then open it up in a paint folder. Paint, window, you'd see what the fuck I was talking about. But it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case right now. Wait, there's the little courage. So I can just open that up in a new paint window. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I keep a blunt in one hand, beer in the other. I type this how?
She gets more and more retarded with some of those deliveries every day. But listen, you know I love you, sir. Sir Carlos. Fuck my tongue, right? Jesus, hit me with that 420.
Smoke weed every day.
As we continue up this list, though, we arrive at number 14. I have cameras on my front and back doors that send video to my phone when they detect movement. I was out of town and woke up seeing several police officers walking around in my front and backyard. I called my neighbor to find out what the fuck had happened and found out that somebody had crashed their car through my back fence, which borders the highway. Well, talk about a creepy fucking text to get in the morning. Burn bong. Hey, look, it's the Closer. I heard Closer's doing a lot of squats to get a fatter ass. I can get down on that. That's what I'm all about. Omega says, hey, nice after school stream. Nigga, it's 1:28 p.m. for me. On the East Coast, baby. So, for most people, I wouldn't say school is getting out. Maybe I'm closer to the mark of lunchtime, which is what I'd like these lists to be, is around the lunchtime area. But, these things are just what happens. Skyward Revenant says that she is buffering, and I'd like to know if other people in the stream are having some kind of connection issues as well, because then it might be my side and not yours. I'm reading green for myself right now, but who knows? Says no dropped frames, no issues. Let's just continue. Lunar Lad says, I want to do some Kyle fan art, but I'm not sure what to draw. Well, Stripes probably has you covered in that department. So as we go ahead and roll up, we arrive at number 13. I had a game camera out once, and I had a neighbor who would just walk through my property. I didn't care, the place is pretty, and there is no back fence. But I kept having sheep go missing, so I set out a camera. The camera caught my neighbor walking by, then 30 seconds later, a mountain lion walked by it stalking him. It apparently never attacked, as he was fine, but he had no idea how close he was to that thing. Now that's hilarious. Selena K says, I had a little buffering too, a little earlier. Interesting. I'm not sure what I'll need to do. But it'll have to start with an Ethernet cord to plug this fucking thing in. And I did see one in the house. We'll just have to locate it. As we travel up to number 12 on the list of 20 creepy surveillance footage captures. Am I close enough to this microphone? Probably. We reach number 12. Wow. I work in IT, so I have access to our security cameras. Our business is a business park with a long straight road through the whole thing. One Monday, I came in and saw a bunch of my black tire marks on the road outside our building. I checked the tapes to see who made them, thinking some kids were messing around. It turns out a major street racing event had been held there over the weekend. There were hundreds of people, exotic cars I had only seen on Top Gear, the works. They used our parking lot as a pit stop with mobile lifts set up in the corners. It was all really neat, but I had to give copies of the tapes to the sheriff. Less unexplained or creepy, more, didn't expect that. I found the YouTube video the guys posted. Hail to the bing bong. Nigga, stop loading shit, you know? You're killing me. You are killing me. The closer says, like, not only Kyle streams, all streams always have buffering issues. It's true. It's true. Joan Melendez says buffering also, but I figured it was the crappy school Wi-Fi. I'm green, like I said, so I don't know what the hell to do. Well, as we travel to number 11, it seems to be deleted. I apologize. Ugh. We could scroll down and try to read an extra one to make it so that there's actually 20. So 21 reads, I worked in a government-run psychiatric hospital, more specifically a forensic psychiatric hospital. That means the loony bin for people who committed sometimes serious crimes and are being evaluated for sanity or are in rehabilitation after a successful insanity plea, after a crime. They don't just walk free with a successful insanity plea, they go to an asylum. Although I did direct patient care, I sometimes picked up shifts to work nights, and man, the control center, which contained live feed of all the security cameras, opened locked doors, etc. For our highest risk patients, there were cameras in every room, a couple of the things that I saw. Here we go. Bing bong. Patients having very animated / emotional conversations with unseen others. Well, I do that all the time. That's what we were trained to call them. Well, in the middle of the night in the dark, I don't believe in ghosts, and I know it was just schizophrenia, but it was still kind of spooky. A guy who was in a full bed restraint after assaulting another patient had flailed so violently that he flipped the bed over on himself. It was a heavy plastic bed that wasn't bolted to the floor, so he could adjust / reposition it. That one sucked because some of the restraints came loose and my coworkers still had to flip the bed over and re-restrain him. He got a nice shot of haloperidol / Ativan after that. A guy painting pictures with his own feces. How'd we know that was going to end up in here? We didn't stop them. Everything could be cleaned, so we just let him finish. And then when we put on our special suits for restraining him and forcibly cleaning him, a guy laying down on his room on the floor flips his legs over his head and starts peeing into his own mouth. Well, how about that? Suicide attempt via smacking their head against a concrete wall. Those suck to watch. A brutal way to try and off yourself. I worked there about a year. Fun job, but I would never do it again. Well, as we continue upward, We arrive at number... What was it? Number 10? Intriguing. Regina McDonald says, Kyle, the creepiest video cam my friend has seen is during a deployment. She had to keep live feed of her soldiers getting picked off one by one. Jesus Christ. That's a little bit brutal. It's a bit real life, man. Kind of sucks. Sucks coming face to face with mortality like that, but some people need that shit. Not the people who are typically there. You know, the people that squawk and act like assholes on a daily basis. Those are the people who need some real life shit like that to happen. Speaking of which, you know, we're still kind of reeling from that Las Vegas incident, and I hope that nobody knows anybody that was close to that situation because, you know, it sucks. Not that not knowing anybody near it makes it any less sucky, but Jesus Christ, it's still just a bit much. You don't expect somebody to just hang out a freaking hotel window and just open fire into a crowd of motherfuckers, especially those who are trying to go somewhere to enjoy something. It's just so brutal. These aren't real hiccups, are they? Because I'll really not be okay. I'll really not be okay if these are real hiccups. Jesus Christ, don't be real hiccups. Okay, so as we arrive at number 10, this happened a few years after I started working at my current job. And even though I said after, it's actually before. Wow. The elevators in my building go down to the first and second basement. Basement, nigga. Smoke weed every day. Late one night, one of our security guards spots a group of people heading into the elevator at level 4. He thinks it's curious because nobody is supposed to be in the building after midnight, so he keeps a close watch on all the lobby cameras to see which floor the group alights at. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Alights at? The door opens at basement 2, but nobody comes out. The second guard scurries down to the elevator doors, while the first guard keeps his eye on the cameras to make sure no one has left. When the second guard gets to the basement elevator, he looks puzzled and searches around. He comes back to the guard station to confirm that it's empty. Putting the building on lockdown, the two guards spend the rest of the night combing the building together, but they were unable to find anything or anyone. They decide to call the police, who review the footage and see the same thing. In the end, the sighting was still unexplained, but my workplace decided to stop being cheap and install security cameras in the elevators too. What a ghostly apparition. The closer said, did y'all see the video of the one guy standing with his arms spread while all the concert goers around hit the deck? Nah, that's gangster. I want to see that. Guy stands, arm spread, Las Vegas. I feel like this would be easy to find if it were as you described. Closer. Oh boy. Somebody says that's the guy who fought ISIS. Oh boy. Well, as we continue up the list of the surveillance stories, we arrive at number 9. I'll share this one again. I've posted this before and it's been a while, so see how my memory goes. I used to work at a place which required me to be manning 24 hours a day. Reason being is that I held sensitive documents and files, and if someone needed this information in the middle of the night, I would have to fetch it for them, or confirm that I have it. Anyway, security is kinda tight, bars on the windows, multiple locked doors to get through or to get to where I am. They would give me work to do during the night, but underestimated how quickly I could get it done. So, like most nights, I finished my work up in like 30 to 45 minutes and pulled out my phone and played games or watched Netflix or browse Reddit, since nobody else was in the building at night. So, now it's getting to be the last third of my shift when all of a sudden I hear a door close. Well, I look to the security camera and see someone walking down a hall towards my room. At first I thought it was just somebody that came in ridiculously early, so I turn around and wait for them to come in, but nobody came in. And the hair start rising on my neck. Now, this isn't a really big building, so I figure I'll find the guy wherever he is and start checking offices and storage rooms, but come up empty-handed. However, I do see that a fire door had shut. I go to try and rewind the camera, but the digital recording is password protected, and I don't know the password. Anyways, the whole thing freaked me out. The way the person was walking down the hallway like a determined walk, right, to where I was. So I sit with my spine tingling for the last couple hours of my shift, and finally people start coming in. My replacement shows up and I tell her what I saw, and at this point I figured I must have imagined the whole thing. I'm told to go home, and the manager and the girl who replaced me would look over the camera. After getting home, I call my manager and ask what was on the camera. So they said that the video showed the fire door closing, but the video froze for about an hour. The next thing it records is me reopening the door. Ooh, so spooky. The closer says, well, Kyle, I'm sending it to you on Facebook. Look at it after. Yeah. Closer's doing them squats. As we roll up to number 8, I used to see a little crescent-shaped light orb floating around the back dock of a nursing home that I did a little security for when I was young. First time I saw it, I thought it was a reflection of a flashlight and that somebody was screwing around behind the building. I jumped up and ran out the door, only to find that it was pitch dark and no movement of any kind was going on. Only explanation I was ever able to come up with is that it had something to do with the electrical panel energizing with the AC units that would kick on. Don't know for sure, but it made me feel a little bit better. Also, around the time that the nurses found a cat had been deboned, sprawled out on the sidewalk in front of the healthcare entrance, paws and skull were the only hard bits left. Deboned? Aliens, my nigga. Let me have one boneless cat. Boneless cats, baby. Cats. Sorry. You're dealing with an insane person. I'm sorry. Number 7. About a year ago, I had cameras installed around my house. Can you believe that? Initially to catch mall thieves. What? House? Male thieves. Okay. Isn't that fun when you and your brain are on the same page and contextually you just gonna be like, nigga, what the fuck you talking about? You live in a mall, baby? What you mean you go catch mall thieves? Shit. Anyway. About a year ago, I had cameras installed around my house initially to catch male thieves. One morning after noticing my back gate ajar, I reviewed the footage from the night before. I watched as a would-be burglar at 3 a.m. opens the gate and creeped towards the living room. He suddenly stopped and started backing away when he noticed I was home and awake. I was actually just a few feet away in the living room with the blackout curtains closed. He must have spotted light peeking out of the bottom of the curtains. The motion-activated lights kicked on as he simultaneously ran out the back gate and into the woods behind our yard. I was awake transitioning to a mid-shift and ironically had a table full of guns as I disassembled them for cleaning after a day at the range. It's probably good that I didn't see him or hear him that night. We both would have freaked out. Link to the pictures. That's disturbing. Fucking thieves. Fucking thieves. Dr. Scam says, so nice to catch a stream before work. Well, these are here for you, man. Not exactly a longer one, but hopefully it'll fill some kind of void. As we roll up to number 6, I don't work in surveillance, but have a home security system. I left for work one morning, walked out my back door, got in a car, and pulled out of my driveway. The moment I left the driveway, a homeless would-be burglar came out from hiding on the side of my house and tried to open my back door. When he found it locked, he reluctantly wandered off after looking around a bit. Never would have known if it wasn't for the cameras. Makes you wonder what goes on without your knowledge. Well, yeah, people be trying to break in places, nigga, steal some shit. As we arrive at number 5, I worked in a maximum security prison for a while. I was assigned to a central control one night, which is where the camera screens were. One of the cameras was for the classifications room. I glanced at it, and there was an inmate in there. This was super odd because it was 2 a.m. and nobody was supposed to be in there. Everyone that had keys to that room went home at 5. Anyways, this inmate is just sitting in there doing nothing. I got the sergeant's attention and told him someone was in there and gave him the spare key to the room. He went to go check it out with a couple of other people, but by the time they got there, the room was empty. They searched for like 15 minutes, but there was definitely no one in there. It's gotta be the ghost of a dead inmate in there, dude. It's gotta be the ghost of a dead inmate in there. Sylvia says her glasses just came in yesterday, really happy to be able to see at a distance again. Theaters might be less of a pain now. Oh, well, look at you, Sylvia, actually going out to see movies. A lot of us don't do that pretty often. Let's be real with ourselves. Oh my God, it's Sarah Bishop. We better end this list quickly. As we arrive at number 4, I edited together the footage from security cameras outside Pulse before, during and after the shooting. Oh my God. The nightclub. Though there were many sad and or disturbing things to be seen, the strange one was a wounded man that appeared out of nowhere. He waved his hands for help, and the cops came over and carried him to safety. I tried numerous times to rewind to find out where he came from, but it was just there, or he wasn't. He didn't crawl to where he had gotten, he just appeared. He looked like he made it out okay. Somebody said, I don't consider myself squeamish, but I don't think I would be able to handle watching camera footage from beginning to end, let alone edit it all together. Don't go to Live Leak, baby. Don't go to Live Leak. Opposition says, Kyle, have you ever tried the game Terraria? I don't need watered down Minecraft in my life. I got enough things to waste my time on. You know, at least the time that I spend on the channel is time spent. I'm investing it in you guys. And you all being happy and having something to distract you. When you're waiting for other stuff to roll out, you know what I mean? But nah, man, time spent in Terraria would essentially just be time wasted. I love you. For me anyway, not for everybody. Number 3, I used to work overnights at a hotel and would monitor the security cameras. They would detect motion, and a little indicator would blink when motion was, well, detected. Anyway, it was always giving me the creeps when I'd hear the elevator ding. I'd run out to the lobby to greet the... Of course it means greet, and I'm glad that your brain was on deck enough to say greet even though the nigga wrote great. Run out to the lobby to greet the guests. Great the guests. Listen, I would run out to the lobby to greet the guests to make sure that they didn't need something or whatever, and nobody would get off the elevator. I'd watch the tapes and see the motion indicator blinking on a floor, then see the elevator open on that floor, then see the elevator open on the ground floor, and the motion indicator blink on the camera down the hall gave me the heebly jereeborees. Also, one time I was in my office in the middle of the night, and it sounded like someone banged on the door with the side of their fist. Just one single slam. And welcome to the jam. You can see me reacting to it on the video. My head whipped to face the door where the sound came from, then immediately ripped around to stare at the camera to see who the fuck was outside the door. There was nobody there, and none of the motion sensors had picked up anything. Not fun finishing the rest of that shift. Well, if it isn't curvy Kiki Cathedral. I haven't seen her in a while. Hope you're fine, Kiki. You and Kira are the star children of this stream. But as we roll up to number 2. Oh, it's just rain. I heard some really weird noises outside, and I was like, wait a goddamn minute. It's rain. As we roll up to number 2. Ooh. In late 90s. Oh, I'm sorry work is killing you, Kiki. I believe in you. I'm sure I imagine work must be killing everybody. And I hope that you guys get the reprieve that you deserve and get some rest that, rejuvenates and energizes your ass. Like a good hand job. Which for Kyle. Hand job. Jessica had the nerve to say to me, hand jobs are so middle school. And I was like, wow, how dare you? How dare you? I guess they are middle school though. Number 2, in the late 90s, early 2000s, my family would put these plastic candy canes along the driveway with Christmas lights strung across the bottoms. Shortly after installing them, a particular wire was cut in the middle of the night. My dad repaired the wire, and it happened again the next night. And the next night. It became a conspiracy on our cul-de-sac to the point where fingers were being pointed at our asshole neighbor, damn teenagers, etc. Neighbors set up video cameras and their windows pointed directly at our driveway. My dad even rented one and set it up. After 2 weeks of this, my dad wakes me up at 2 a.m. and asks me to come look at the viewfinder on the camera. It was a rabbit. Every night, it would trek the same path, find the wire in its way, and just snip it with its teeth. Half of our neighbors found this hilarious, while a select few were kind of disappointed at the lackluster conclusion. We ended up lifting the wire higher off the ground so Bunny could go under, and needless to say, the wire-cutting bandit never struck again. This whole list should have had a picture of a bunny rabbit on it. That would have been great. Bunny rabbit list. What the hell? Oh, I love you guys. What is Stripes going on about? I have 189 hours on Spelunky and I still haven't made it all the way through hell yet. Oh boy. Some would say playing Spelunky in itself is a type of hell. Sarah Bishop says hand jobs are so lame. Okay, Sarah. Thank you for your input. As a woman, I'm sure you'd know all about them, as opposed to just giving shitty versions of it. I mean, with how often Sarah Bishop probably gets pregnant, she probably doesn't like hand jobs at all. She just goes, "This is dumb. That should be in me. No condoms, please." Making them babies. I'm Sarah Bishop. We're making them babies. No hand jobs. I'm sorry. No hand jobs. We're at the end of this list, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted it to be a quick daytime list so I could catch some of you guys that I probably don't catch in the nighttime streams. You're all amazing. You know you're wonderful. I want to thank my patrons. You know they're amazing. They're hardcore. They're pretty hardcore, man. It's like their whole life is a game of Cuphead, and I'm a boss in that game. I want to also thank the sponsors to the channel, who, you know, now includes freaking Zelamar, because he's above and beyond, you know what I mean? Zelamar's just hardcore like that. I want to thank all of you for being here, because you guys are dank as fuck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Ask the dolphin. Dolphin, are they dank? Yeah. Dolphin know what's going on. I want to thank Sir Carlos. I want to thank Zelomar once again, Hamday, and Regina McDonald for their sexy ass donations. You know, they making me hot in the stream as usual. Making me hot. But as we roll up to number 1 on the list of 20 creepy surveillance footage captures, according to Reddit anyway, LPO here, I see crazy shit all the time, but one of the creepiest things I've seen was a string of toys moving on its own down an aisle. What? Like wind-up toys or something, right, man? It was a little duck with smaller ducks. Of course, I had to investigate. When I zoomed in, I was surprised to see that they were real ducks. Yeah. You know, this isn't quite the list that I thought it was going to be. But you want to know something? Fat Man sent me this list. I'm not one to blame anybody. Worst of all, Fat Man. But he did send me this list. You got a problem with what I just read? Take it up with Fat Man. Where can you find the guy? Usually about halfway through my nighttime streams. So if you're looking for that Fat Man to give him the business for whatever the hell this was, a duck and bunny list. Duck and bunny list tonight. Duck and bunny list, that's right. I know this girl named Sabrina, and she's a mom, and she's only 21 years old. Baby. She's only 21, guys. She's only 21. And she got a da baby. And she got a da baby. Guys, be safe, you know? Don't get a da baby, guys. Duck and bunny list. Oh my god. So, I'll see you guys soon. I'm working on a, you didn't hear this from me entry. So, take it easy and I'll catch you guys soon. Or maybe I should play some Cuphead. I wonder if I should play some Cuphead right now. I could do that. I should be cleaning this room, though. I'm not very good at that, and it's what I should be doing, for sure. Cleaning this room is what I should be doing, for sure. But cleaning this room is not something that I'm good at, dude. Cleaning a room. I'll play Cuphead later, and then I'll try to clean this room now. I love you guys. Hey, random acts of pizza is trending as a subreddit again. I wonder if I can get away with getting on there and being all like, "Hey guys, I'm a sandwich, and I would like not a pizza but boneless chicken." Guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. I didn't know Lexaeus is weird. Damn, Lexaeus. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see everybody. Take it easy, and you'll catch me soon. Bye, 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 bye.